following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
We are back. New York Mets baseball, past, present, and future. I'm Ralph Tycho with the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network, and the two hosts are here, Marty Rose and Robert Cole. How you doing, guys?
Good, Ralph.
Good, Ralph.
Good. Good to hear both your voices. You're in Florida. I'm in California. Our hearts are in Port St. Lucie today. One of you mentioned, I think it was Marty, that off the air, that it's 91 degrees in Port St. Lucie.
Well, it was today.
Today.
Not normal. It was warmer than usual, and I guess all of Florida today, even up here in Jacksonville. So unusual.
Okay. These are the days we dreamt about all winter. Spring training. What does spring training mean to you? Start with you, Robert Cole. From when you were a kid.
It means a whole new beginning. I've always gotten excited about spring training. Even more so down here in Florida because, high school baseball started down here already. College baseball started. So, baseball is almost year-round down here in Florida. But spring training is a new beginning. Every team starts the same, and we hope that our team, the Mets, go through injury-free this year.
Okay. Marty, what does it mean to you?
Just getting excited, getting ready to watch baseball every night. Starting at the end of March, just about every night, which it's great.
You're setting up your cable system, and I'm sure there's a premium somewhere along the line.
Well, I'll get the MLB subscription, so I can watch all the games.
Okay.
All the Mets games.
I use the radio thing on MLB, and I get every game on the radio, $20 a year, and I'm so much more a radio guy than a TV guy. I enjoy it occasionally, but it's a game that goes best for me on the radio. And
if you buy the TV package, they throw in the radio package too.
Right.
Okay.
$3 a month. Not bad.
Not too bad at all.
No.
I've never been this excited now I can say ever been this excited in spring training about a team's chances. Every time except maybe 86, I had a feeling they'd win in 86. But I really feel they're solid. And we had a good show last week about that. Anything changed in your minds, or any concerns, I guess, is what I want to hear from you. I'll start with you, Robert.
Well, one of the things we were concerned about last week was who's going to be the backup shortstop in case Rosario got hurt or needed a few days off. And they took care of that yesterday by signing Denny Hechavarria, who is one of the best fielding shortstops in all of baseball. And he'll give you about a 240 bat with a few home runs every year. So, that took care of a concern. But any concerns? Always. Injuries, health. That's always a concern.
Right. Marty Rose.
Yeah. I don't really have too many concerns right now. I think we're definitely stronger all around. But if the Phillies are strong. Phillies are maybe stronger than they were last year, especially they got Harper. And the Braves ran away with it last year, and they got pretty much the same guys. So the division's going to be very tough. Except for Miami, which never seems to do anything. But
Is the offer by Washington for Harper still on the table?
No.
Ah.
They took that off. And really, that's one of the reasons why people are, saying collusion. Because, they had a 10-year, $300 million offer on the table. It was there for a while, and then they took it off. And that's when all the collusion talk started.
Ah, that may come back to bite him in the ass.
Well, if he didn't accept that, if he didn't accept 10 years, $300 million, then, if I'm an owner, I'm saying, what?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm dropping out, yeah. Exactly.
And the problem is, Harper and his agent, Boris, they figured that was the starting point. Washington threw that out. They wanted to keep him. And, Boris figures, this is the starting point. It can only go up from here. Didn't happen.
Yeah, $300 million, sweetheart deal to the home team.
Yep.
And plus you're talking 10 years, which is, but they've talked openly, has baseball. 10-year contracts just don't work out for the team.
No,
can't blame them for finally saying, wait a minute, we've been pissing money away for years now, and the percentages, it has worked out. There have been contracts that have proven for the team, profitable for the team. Few and far between, though. And however, I think what's going to happen is that they're going to use the DH in the National League, which the union strongly needs and wants and covets, because it's one of the highest salary slot in baseball. And I think they're going to use that as a bargaining chip to make a settlement with the union. And I'm hearing bad stories about some of these players are saying there's going to be a walkout, a strike, certainty, words like that.
Well, I don't think they're going to walk out without They still have the agreement. The current agreement goes to when? Do you guys know?
2021, I believe.
All right. So then, if they walk out before then, while they still have an agreement, that'd be crazy. That's not going to. They would be, absolutely. Jeez.
Well, maybe they're talking strike next year then.
Well, they could always, part of the negotiation, I think, they're going to probably drop at least 1 year off the free agent number of years. Was it 6 now?
Right.
They might drop it down to 5. So if a guy could, become a free agent at 25, for example, like Harper's 26. So if 10 years from 25 to 35, somebody might be willing to go the 10 years. Not like with A-Rod when he was already 30 and he was going to 40, which is insane.
Right.
So,
yeah, the current CBA expires December 2021.
I think they'd be nuts to walk out before that. Really.
Yeah, well, what you hope doesn't happen and would be, suicide, is that they do one of those in the middle of the year walkouts.
Oh, screwed up 95, I think it was, when Matt Williams was going to break what was then the home run record. And it screwed it. He was going to get silver. He was on par for 60 home runs or whatever, among other.
The Expos were having a great year that year, too.
Yeah. And I think that was the year that the World Series was canceled.
Correct.
So that to me was the worst thing I've seen a commissioner do in my lifetime. And been some stupid moves, including not letting Willie and Mickey on a baseball diamond because they had a job as greeters in Atlantic City.
Yeah. Yep.
That in a day and age when they retired making $100,000 a year, somebody had a meme on Facebook that Mike Trout makes more in 5 at-bats, any given 5 at-bats, than Mickey Mantle made in
career.
I don't know how many at-bats he made in a lifetime.
They
More
say his whole
salary.
career, didn't it?
In his whole freaking career.
Yeah.
Trout makes that. Now, I'm certainly not taking anything away from Trout's ability. He really is great, and if anybody is deserving of a long-term contract, but those figures just don't match up. The way, inflation, everything else, that really is crazy. As the mix spins around in his grave, it is a crazy world, but again, you can't blame the player for accepting what's offered to him. He doesn't hold the gun up, and you don't blame Barbra Streisand for getting all she can on any given concert or whatever. So it's capitalism at its best. Where greed comes in is hiking up the prices for the fans to the point where it's a corporate game. You get guys, especially out here with the Giants, you get guys from Silicon Valley who come to the game just to see the scenery. It's not, you don't see kids at the games anymore. It's all at night. The gear costs, they have 12 different uniform caps and jackets for each team at the stores, and that's where the greed comes in as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense?
Yep. I mean, look what Marty and I both get the Major League package. It costs us, what, $160, Marty? Something like that for the year?
For the television package, yeah.
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 Okay.
The computer package is a little less.
Right. Now, if I want to take my wife and 2 kids to a game, I'm going to spend more than that in one night.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense for the regular fan anymore.
No.
Right. It is driving the fan to the media.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if it's easier for them to make a buck and not have to bring you into the ballpark and clean up after you, so to speak. I don't know.
Van Wagenen was talking to one of the guys on the New York radio. I guess it was over a month ago or so, and the question of tickets came up, and Brody asked the host how much he paid for his tickets. And he said he's got decent seats, not great, $75 a ticket, and he had 4. He was cutting it down to 2 for this season, and he was jokingly, or I don't know, maybe it wasn't jokingly, asking about signing one of the big guys. I guess probably Harper he was talking about. And Brody just came out and said, "You paying $75 now? I tell you what, we get Harper, you can just about double that price." So, if $75 isn't enough, and it's not even for the best seats, then
and in reality too, Marty, you look at that. Okay, you sign Harper, that should bring more people into the ballpark. Okay, which should mean that you don't have to raise the price of the tickets, and And that's not the way they do it. That's not the way they do it.
No.
Right. You're right. They look at signing a player to a good contract as an expenditure instead of an investment, because not only does it bring more seats in, it increases the chances of you going on to the playoffs in the World Series.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
which brings more money, brings money in.
Yep.
So some people with a lot of money are stupid. Let's put it that way. I'll tell you what irks me. I don't know if in Florida it's like that, if you went to a game, Marty, or you, Robert, but if your home team rival comes in, they charge you more for tickets.
Oh, yeah. The Mets do that. Yeah.
The Rays do that also.
Yeah, who the opponent is.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Rays have 3 tiers. The Red Sox, Yankees, and if a premium National League team comes in, that's the highest tickets. The lowest tickets would be like for Baltimore, the White Sox. If the Cincinnati Reds were coming in, they do the same thing.
As a fan, that irks me. I don't know. I can't tell you why, but the whole idea is to experience all the teams, get to see, just all of. You want to see as many teams as possible. So
I wonder if that's in effect. I wonder if that's in effect for season tickets as well, or just game by game tickets.
I think it's game by game.
I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah. I think as far as the Rays are, it's game by game.
Yeah, it makes more sense that way. You're buying a season ticket, they should all be the same price.
Yeah.
Right after we did our last show, it was probably about 20 minutes later, I saw an article that said that Cespedes was planning on returning. And we had talked about counting him out on last week's show. He's talking about coming back in July. Is that an outside possibility, a dream? Start with you, Marty.
Oh, well, why not? I mean, we saw him walking on the field, walking normally, no limp, no crutches, no nothing. He was walking fine. And, he said it, so, I don't see any reason not to believe that. I think, he could come back by the trading deadline like they got him, 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it was. If he comes in right at the end of July, beginning of August, that would be great. And I think it's definitely a possibility, but we'll see how he develops. But I think so, yeah.
Okay, Robert.
Oh yeah, it's a definite possibility, but in my mind, it's not going to happen. And then when it does happen, I'll be ecstatic. But I don't think you can plan on him coming back, because if you plan on him coming back, you may not make moves that you may normally would have made. So I think you have to kind of put that on the back burner. If he does come back, like Marty just said, it's like making a big trade at the trading deadline.
Wow, you're so much different than I am, and I'll bet on your birthday you don't expect a pony and a midget to ride the pony, and then you're disappointed when you don't get it like I am every year of my life. So,
hey Marty, let's remember that so we can get a pony and a midget for Ralph.
Oh, don't say that. If you're not planning on really getting a pony and a midget, don't disappoint an old man. I have few regrets in life. I've done the best I can, but don't pump me up on that. And then no midget and pony. It's important too. But
how about if we take you to Golden Gate Racetrack?
Yeah, that'd be a nice trip. That'd be 45 minutes down Highway 80, by the way. But I'd have to leave my wallet at home. All right, guys. What's on your wish list? Put it that way. Marty.
Ooh, what's on the wish list? Well, I just wish nobody gets hurt. That's, I think the team is pretty much set as it's standing now. I don't think there's going to be any more major moves. Maybe some minor ones if there's some injuries, but they got a crap load of infielders. I'm hoping that McNeil can make the transition to outfield well. I think they're in good shape. I don't think, just the the no injury factor is the big deal. Keep the starters intact, and I'm interested to see who's going to get the first base job.
Yeah, I'd like to see Alonso push the envelope, huh?
Yeah, they're claiming that if he wins the job, he's going to get the job. But we'll see about that. But,
might that mean releasing Frazier?
I doubt it. They owe him $8 million. I don't think they're going to release him.
Okay. Or trading him or whatever.
They could trade him if somebody wants to take that contract. It's only 1 year left. I hope Alonso does make it. I really do. But yeah. I just have a feeling that could be talk, and they're just going to send him down no matter what happens.
I also think it would be better if Lagares wins center field, forcing Nemo over the left and having no defined starting role for McNeil, where he becomes more of a Ben Zobrist kind of guy. It would deepen their bench a little bit. Let's face it, Lagares won a Gold Glove in center. And if he could avoid the injuries, and that's my wish list. Robert?
Oh, yeah, I agree with you. Because right now, projections I'm seeing say that McNeil's going to be the starting left fielder, and Nimmo's going to be the starting center fielder, and Lagares is going to come off the bench. And with the signing of Hechavarria, they're projecting J.D. Davis to start the year in the minor leagues as well. So, their AAA team is going to be pretty darn good. And, the major league roster is pretty deep as well. So I'm pretty excited. My wish list, like Marty says, everybody stays healthy. And we just talked about one, getting Cespedes back at the trading deadline.
Very true.
Yeah. Hey, I got a third wish list. The three of us stay healthy.
Yes, that's good. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
to get
stay away
the
from
season.
The next stock, that's all.
Everything else pales in comparison, by the way.
That's true.
If you're listening out there, we love the Mets, but we're more concerned about our personal well-being than the New York Mets. I'm sorry I had to cop to that for everybody, but...
Well, my favorite new saying, right, Ralph?
What's
the more birthdays you have, the longer you live.
That's good one.
That sounds like Casey Stengel. And you can look it up.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, guys. What a terrific show. When's the first exhibition game? I want to hear that.
Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
Yes,
beautiful.
Sir. Yeah.
All right. Again, three of us, healthy and wealthy. Well, healthy.
Sounds good.
You guys.
Yeah, we'll take healthy.
Healthy is
all
fine.
Right.
We know the
all right.
Not not happening.
Thank you for listening, everybody. New York Mets, past, present, future. I'm Ralph Tycho, Comfortably Zoned Radio Network. The hosts, Marty Rose, Robert Cole. Thank you for listening, everybody. Adios.
Night.
Good night.
The proceeding was a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production. Thank you for listening.